To our honored guests, to the class of 2018, their parents, families, and friends, to the members of the Walpole School Committee, Mrs. Jennifer Gaositz, Ms. Beth Muccini, Mrs. Nancy Gallivan, Mr. Michael Ryan, Mr. Mark Breen, Mr. William Buckley Jr., Ms. Kristen Cyrek, and to our Superintendent, Dr. Lincoln Lynch, Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Jean Kenny, Walpole High School administration and faculty, town officials, and to all present here today, I extend warm greetings. As principal, it is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this commencement ceremony, the 144th graduation exercises of Walpole High School. Would you please now rise for our national anthem, to be performed by the Walpole High School Concert Choir. We will now have the welcome and presentation of the class gift by the Senior Class President, Dana DiMartino. This will be followed by the acceptance of the class gift by the Junior Class President, Emery Murphy.
Hi. Over the last 4 years, Walpole High School has given us all much more than an education. We've made friends, mentors, opportunities, a lot of homework, a lot of laughs, a dog, and maybe even some time management skills. A lot of us made some of our fondest memories in extracurricular clubs and activities and sports. To show our gratitude, the graduating class of 2018 would like to present a donation to the extracurricular fund, as well as a monogrammed collar for Rebel the dog. Thank you for everyone who made today possible.
On behalf of the class of 2019 and the rest of the students at Walpole High, I would like to thank the senior class for their generous gift. I would also like to wish all of the seniors here today best of luck on their journeys after high school. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to present salutatorian of the senior class, Sylvia Lani, and class valedictorian, Jessica Fitzgerald.
Faculty, staff, parents, siblings, and fellow graduates, it is an honor to speak to you today. This past week has been filled with fun in the form of grad parties, beach trips, senior dinners, and more. However, as we conclude high school, I feel it necessary to look back on one of the more painful aspects of our time at WHS, the hallways. You're sitting in class with a minute left in second block. It's almost snack time, so the screams of your stomach drown out whatever the teacher's saying. 45 seconds, and people attempt to inconspicuously pack up. 30 seconds, you hear a symphony of slow backpack zippers. 10 seconds, and everyone is eyeing the door. 5, 4, 3, 2. The bell rings, and you and all of your 10 a.m., half-asleep, hangry glory suddenly become the next Usain Bolt. You sling your bag over your shoulder, leap up from your desk, and sprint into the hallway, only to be slammed straight into a locker by the oncoming human train of hockey players. This happened to me this year, and as I stood there, like one of those bugs pinned up for display, arms flailing amidst the smell of BO and sour milk, I realized something. The Walpole High School hallways are a mess. It all started the first week of freshman year. I was excited to be in a new school with new people. I had a new backpack. Life was looking pretty good. I'm walking through the hallway, very lost, head in my schedule, and I entered what I would later describe as WHS's very own Whirlpool. Located at the intersection of the math wing, English wing, and science wing, the Whirlpool is to be avoided at all costs. Freshman me innocently approaches the intersection and is immediately squashed and tossed in every direction other than the one I was trying to go in. I'm panicking because my backpack is being pushed one way, my body's being pushed the other way, things are getting fuzzy, I'm starting to black out a little, and something crashes into me. It's another freshman. In the moment that we locked eyes, before the writhing mass of people could swallow us whole, a shared SOS message passed between us. I looked at her, she nodded, I grabbed onto her backpack, and we bulldozed through that crowd, taking down anyone that got in our way, including a teacher or two. Was it aggressive? Yes. But it's a dog-eat-dog world in those halls, and you've got to fend for yourself sometimes. I've learned a lot since that harsh introduction to high school. First of all, use the buddy system. Don't enter the Whirlpool without a friend whose backpack you can hold on to in times of crisis. Don't stand in the hallway chatting during a passing time. Don't walk through the basement during wrestling season unless you want to lose your sense of smell. And most of all, always, always, always stick to the right side of the road. When that bell rings and you're thrust into the chaos of the hallway, you need to have a set game plan, multiple backup plans, and you have to be aggressive. I've done a lot of growing up in those hallways. Based on what I've witnessed in the halls of Walpole High School, I can confidently say that every single one of us has enough drive to succeed. If we can get from the foreign language wing to the cafeteria when that fourth lunch bell rings, we can survive college, the military, a tough job, or whatever else life throws our way. Undoubtedly, many mistakes will be made. After all, sometimes you fall asleep while walking and end up on the opposite side of the school, but there's always a way back, even if it requires a little more time and effort. We entered this school unaware and afraid, and now we say goodbye, having memorized every water-damaged ceiling tile and graffitied bathroom stall. We are no longer scared to walk through the hallways. The real world people have been telling us about, it doesn't have hallways, it has campuses and roads, but that doesn't mean we aren't prepared. We're masters at maneuvering ourselves through difficult situations. It is intimidating, finding our way without the walls of WHS to guide us, but now we have the freedom to go wherever we want and to make our own path. Getting lost is a small worry when Walpole has provided us with the most important thing we need to find our way, each other. The friends we've made here are ones that we will all hold on to forever. As we go our separate ways, know that you are loved and supported. So if you're going through life and something goes wrong, reach out. I'm sure someone, whether it be a parent, teacher, or friend, will gladly lend you a hand or maybe a backpack to hold on to and will help pull you through the Whirlpool. Now I'm happy to introduce our valedictorian, Jess Fitzgerald.
Okay. First, I would like to thank all WHS faculty, administration, parents, and family who have supported us throughout our high school careers. Our 4 years together at high school make up less than a third of our early education, 5% of an average person's lifetime, and the tiniest fraction of a millisecond on this planet's time clock, relative to its enormous history. Now, you may be thinking that's a really awful way to start a commencement speech, We are supposed to be appreciating the past and pushing towards the future, and here I am trivializing it. But my point is about time. At certain points, we thought that high school was never going to end. But now that it's over, there just simply wasn't enough time for all the things you wanted to do, people you wanted to meet and spend time with. One day you're sitting in class with the friends you've had your entire childhood, and the next you're just done, thrusted into the world, now expected to be a partially functioning member of society. But as we move forward in our lives now, however intimidating it might be, I think there are only a few things to remember to stay true to yourself, to continue to grow, and to actively fight for your happiness. However lame it might sound right now, continue to learn. In whatever setting that may be, I hope that your education never ceases. Find your one great passion, or don't, and just try anything and everything, but continue to explore and to grow. Explore the 5 pillars of our education as portrayed by the walls of our cafeteria, which, yes, includes perseverance. Maybe in our quest for higher learning, we can eventually learn how to spell that word. I have found that learning is the process by which we find our identities. It shapes our values and thus our decisions. A never-ending education shapes us, makes us who we are, constantly evolving and advancing conscious beings. We, the Walpole High School class of 2018, are not only these beings of the present, but also of the future. Let's make sure we are educated enough to run it. Secondly, take your happiness seriously, because nothing is more important. For the rest of our lives, for the next fraction of a millisecond that we have the privilege of being alive on this earth, pursue nothing else with greater fervor. Find joy in meeting not only in yourself, but in those who surround you and the experiences shared among you all. The ending of high school has illuminated for me that you are not remembered by your accomplishments or your experiences, but by the people that you share them with. So find people that you can laugh at Poopgate with, and then make sure they have a car so they can drive you home. Be in an environment where you can feel comfortable voicing your opinions on matters that are important to you. Find people to bid on you at the date auction coffeehouse rager and mosh pit to since you've been gone at prom. High school, above else, has been a community of people who have grown, learned, laughed, and bonded with each other. We all have amazing friends and happy memories in this community, ones that we can look back on at some future point in time to evaluate if we are just as happy as that one moment at the school dance, or concert, or Sharon Lake, or even a friend's house. Is your smile just as big? Are you cry laughing just as hard? If the answer is no, you'll know something has to change. So when something threatens your happiness, make an effort to consciously avoid it, or just luck out like we did avoiding the 4-year gym requirement. I tried to make it through this speech without making a Harry Potter reference, but J.K. Rowling puts this concluding idea too beautifully that I couldn't exclude it. So the quote follows: "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light." And just for future reference, I'm quoting that from The Prisoner of Azkaban screenplay by J.K. Rowling, published on June 4th, 2004, spoken by Albus Dumbledore at minute 26, second 49. Like I said earlier, we only have a millisecond. Make sure it's worth it. Time is precious. Cherish it. So even though we may have only had a millisecond together, for us it has been 4 years of joy, laughter, stress, maybe a few tears, friendship, and shared experiences. 4 years of childhood and growing. 4 years that can never be relived, but 4 years that we can also never forget. Thank you, class of 2018, for making our millisecond together so special.
At this time, we would like to acknowledge the following seniors who will be entering the military upon graduation. Would Aidan Fitzgerald and Paul Coronan please stand? Aidan and Paul will both be enlisting in the U.S. Marine Corps. We would like to wish you every success, the best of luck, and we thank you very much as you go forward to serve our country. The following students are being recognized by our academic departments for their scholastic excellence and achievements. Will they please stand and come forward as I call their name? The Art Award is being awarded today to Lucy Gilo. The Business Award is being presented to Christine Murray. The English Award to Sylvia Lanny. The French Award to Dana DiMartino. The German Award to Olivia Klaus. The Latin Award to Katerina Ruda. The Mandarin Award to Jonathan Puleo. The Spanish Award to Jessica Fitzgerald. The Mathematics Award to William Porter. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award to Sebastian Almer. The John Philip Sousa Band Award to Chaya Maladi. The National School Choral Award to Sylvia Lanny. The National School Orchestra Award to Irene Fung. The Physical Education Awards are presented to Daniel O'Leary and Madeline McCarthy. In science, the Pauline Powers Academic Achievement in Physical Science Award is being presented today to Jonathan Benoit. The Joan Hale Academic Achievement in Biological Science Award to Jessica Fitzgerald. The Thomas Brown Science and Service Award to Aidan Murphy. In Social Studies, the Robert E. Coviello Memorial Award to Zaina Al-Badawi. In Technology, the George Connery Technology Award to Henry Elmhurst. The Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizen Award to John Henry Breen. The John B. Turco Memorial Award is given to that member of the senior class who has successfully combined excellence in both athletics and academics in his or her 4 years at Walpole High School. This year's recipient is Elizabeth Foley. The Outstanding Female Athlete who embodies sportsmanship and character is Celia Walsh. The Outstanding Male Athlete who embodies sportsmanship and character is Colin McGlynn. Awards for excellence in academics are presented to the following students for their outstanding academic achievement. Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Will the recipients please stand as I call their name and then come forward when I have finished? Jonathan Benoit, Nicholas Chudoransky, Kayla Connolly, Dana DiMartino, Elizabeth Foley, Tara Gordon, Anthony Beduno, Nora Mortali, William Porter, Samantha Rodia, Lindsay Sullivan, and Trey Wilkes. Please come forward. The following students have successfully fulfilled the Walpole High School STEM Academy requirements in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and are the first group of students to graduate from this program. Will the recipients please stand as I call their name and then come forward when I have finished? John Henry Breen, Armand Columinus, Henry Elmhurst, Alana Kemple, William Porter, and Kevin Quinn. Secondary schools with noteworthy programs in the visual arts are invited to nominate an accomplished artist from the senior class. This year, the Rhode Island School of Design's annual Art Award distinction goes to Lauren Jackman. Would you now please refer to the scholarship brochure explaining the following scholarships? Dr. Paiman Madavi will be presenting the Dental Associates of Walpole Scholarship to Anne Dolan. Ms. Laura Kay will be presenting the Junior Classical League Scholarship to Jessica Fitzgerald. Middlesex Savings is pleased to present Alexa Sargent with the Middlesex Savings Charitable Foundation Scholarship. Alexis has excelled academically and exhibits exceptional community involvement. Please come forward. The Thomas W. Quinn Memorial Scholarships are being awarded by Mr. Thomas Quinn and Mr. Michael Caulfield to Bryn Bergen, Meredith Burns, Hannah Cullen, Anne Dolan, Katie Gill, Alexandra Pacella, Alexis Rodia, Samantha Rodia, Brian Stanton, Casey Sullivan, Kevin Sullivan, Brittany Walker, and Sydney Weinacht. Please come forward. This year, an Army ROTC scholarship has been awarded to Patrick Lanahan. Patrick has been selected to receive an Army Reserve Officers Training Corps scholarship to the University of Dayton. Patrick, please come forward. Sharon Credit Union is pleased to present Megan Koenig with the Sharon Credit Union Scholarship. Megan has excelled academically and exhibits exceptional community involvement. The Walpole High School Future Filmmaker Scholarship is presented by Mrs. Mimi O'Malley to Joseph Haskins. The Walpole High School Journalism Scholarships will be presented by Miss Lauren Colleton to Brianna Andreassi, Emily Ball, Danielle Borelli, Aidan Sheridan, Dana DiMartino, Gabriella Donahue, Grace Donovan, Tara Gordon, Ciara Healy, Lillian Hunter, Julia Kane, Caroline Pittman, Alexis Rodia, and Lindsay Sullivan. Please come forward. The Walpole Police Union Scholarship will be presented today by Detective Sangan to Selena Giampa. The Lieutenant Fitzgibbons Memorial Scholarship will be presented by Officer Hart to Christopher Balsey. The Walpole High School Robotics Team Robo Rebel Scholarship will be presented by Mr. Dustin Scott to Andrew Gubinoff. The Walpole High School Student Council Scholarships will be presented by Ms. Culleton to Bryn Bergen, Anne Dolan, Elizabeth Foley, Sailor Murphy, Lindsay Sullivan, and Sydney Villa. The Walpole Teachers Association awards scholarships to high school seniors who wish to pursue a career in education. The WTA asks that applicants write a one-page letter explaining why they wish to be a teacher and to list one educator that most inspired them. This year, we have 2 recipients. Our first recipient listed Jamie O'Leary as their inspiration. I'd like to ask Mrs. O'Leary to please come forward to present the award to Christopher Wood. Our second recipient listed Christine Svensson as their inspiration. I'd like to ask Ms. Svensson to please come forward to present the award to Rebecca Smith. The following students have already been notified of their awards. We would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand when I call your name. The Bay State Federal Savings Charitable Foundation Award has already been presented to Ellen Ermitter. The Caroline E. Sharon Scholarships were presented to Isis Champagne, Anne Dolan, and Umani Smith. The Frederick E. Clapp Memorial Fund scholarships were presented to Lauren Capozzi and Tyrese Trotman. The Anthony Conti Memorial Scholarships were presented to Ryan Conlon, Tara Gordon, and Joseph Haskins. The Cullinane Family Scholarship was awarded to Madison Morano. The Dedham Savings Bank Student of the Month scholarships were presented to Maxwell Cowan and Rebecca Smith. The Edward F. Erker Memorial Scholarship was awarded to Rachel Bagley. The James Erker Cross Country Track Boosters Scholarships were presented to Jonathan Benoit, Lance Campbell, Sean Corriveau, Lindsay Ganchert, Alana Kempel, and Zachary Schultz. The Joseph C. Gravina Memorial Scholarship was awarded to Christine Udall. The Gridiron Booster Unsung Hero Scholarship was awarded to James McNamara. And the Thelma S. Letnick Memorial Scholarship was also awarded to James McNamara. The Jim and Betty Logan Village Fair Road Race Scholarship was awarded to Alexander Hughes. The Lyndon Paul LaRusso Scholarships were awarded to Olivia Klaus, Hannah Cullen, Anne Dolan, Kate Gill, Kira Healy, Miguel Perpinen Matos, Brittany Walker, and Christopher Wood. The Catherine Erker Maloney Scholarship was awarded to Kelly Drogan. The Patricia McGrath Scholarship was awarded to Molly Nowak. The Coach Fiona Murphy Cross Country Track Scholarship was awarded to Danielle Borelli. The Russell Disposal Environmental Scholarship was awarded to Aidan Murphy. The Richard F. Schnorbus Liquid Blue Scholarships were presented to Meredith Burns, Gillian Cooper, Maxwell Cohen, Lucy Gilo, Catherine Grisalfi, and Lauren Jackman. The Alexandra Ali Smith Memorial Scholarship was awarded to Kirsten Fontanez. The South Walpole Community Preschool Kay Williams Memorial Scholarship was awarded to Meredith Burns and Michael Panciaco. The Walpole Child Care Association Scholarship was awarded to Ryan Conlon. The Walpole Cooperative Bank Scholarships were awarded to Zaina Al-Badawi, Emily Ball, Timothy Duffy, Joseph Haskins, Miguel Perpinen Matos, and Christopher Wood. The Walpole Footlighters Scholarship was awarded to Riley Mulroy. The Walpole Permanent Firefighters Ryan A. Ferreira Memorial Scholarships were awarded to Ryan Barry, Dylan Kofsky, and Ann Dolan. The Walpole Youth Football and Cheerleading Scholarships were awarded to Jacqueline Caskey, Kyle Smith, and Casey Sullivan. The Walpole Youth Soccer Association Robert and Irene Ellis Memorial Scholarships were awarded to Zachary Schultz and Celia Walsh. The Walpole Youth Soccer Association Caroline Medura Rosen Memorial Scholarship was awarded already to Erica Sanquist. The Wildest Dreams Art Scholarship were awarded to Danielle Borelli and Gillian Cooper. The following students have already been notified by the Walpole Scholarship Foundation of their awards. We would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all names have been read, at which time I would ask the audience to applaud. Brianna Andriassi, Jonathan Benoit, Bryn Bergen, Danielle Borelli, John Henry Breen, Meredith Burns, Lance Campbell, Lauren Capozzi, Jacqueline Caskey, Isis Champagne, Ryan Conlon, Sophia Connell, Sean Corriveau, Margaret Curran, Emily Curtis, Dana DiMartino, Anne Dolan, Grace Donovan, Mia Drummy, Tim Duffy, Dara Fahey, Patrick Fallon, Lucas Ferreira, Jessica Fitzgerald, Elizabeth Foley, Kirsten Fontanez, Tara Gordon, Andrew Gubinoff, Joseph Haskins, Kira Healy, Jennifer Hauser, Lillian Hunter, Ellen Ermiter, Julia Kane, Kelly Coronan, Alana Kempel, Megan Lonig, Sylvia Lanny, Megan Luong, Erin Maloney, Connor McMahon, Nora Mortali, Riley Mulroy, Miguel Perpinen Matos, Caroline Pittman, William Porter, Katerina Ruda, Alexa Sargent, Yumani Smith, Lindsay Sullivan, Michelle Tondro, Sydney Villa, Brittany Walker, Cecilia Walsh, and Christopher Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, as principal of Walpole High School, I am very proud and pleased to certify that the young men and women seated before us today have successfully completed all of the academic requirements of Walpole High School, as well as those of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and therefore deserve to be awarded their diplomas on this occasion. Due to the recent announcement of her retirement and to honor Dr. Jean Kenny's 28 years of service to Walpole Public Schools, Dr. Lynch has deferred the next honor to her. Mrs. Jennifer Gaositz of the Walpole School Committee and Dr. Jean Kenny, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, will now join me in the conferring of diplomas.
Ready? Jessica Phelps Fitzgerald.
Alana Sheila Kempel.
Sylvia Rose Lonnie.
Ava Maria Keys.
Dana Katja DiMartino.
Matthew David Keys.
Riley Jackson Abbott.
Nicholas Eli Kiami.
Nirupa Ann Abraham.
William Francis Colleen.
Christina Fotini Adamides.
Bryn Delaney Kilroy.
Ellen Adamian.
Carter James Knott.
Alexander Nicholas Akopian.
Megan Anna Koning.
Fiza Akther.
Konstantinos John Kujis.
Zaina Albadawi.
Brian Thomas Kraus.
Davin James Alexander.
Kristen Delaney Krumpholtz.
Sebastian Almer.
Joshua Michael Lamperti.
Danielle Marie Anastasia.
Patrick Stephen Lanahan.
Justin Edward Andre.
Bridget Jean Lanchester.
Brianna Joy Andriassi.
Peter Thomas Lynch.
Benjamin Nikolai Angelo.
Mariana Lanzillo.
Lena Isabel Astargian.
Brett Daniel Levanchi.
Samantha Jane Bashand.
Megan Luong.
Rachel Jenny Bagley.
Matthew Joseph Luongo.
Elizabeth Catherine Ball.
Jack Henry McKinnon.
Christopher Joseph Balsey.
Rebecca Ann McClellan.
Riley Edward Banks.
Zachary Thomas McGraw.
John Reardon Barry.
Chaya Malati.
Ryan William Barry.
Erin Elizabeth Maloney.
Jonathan Stephen Benoit.
Haley Sylvia McCarthy.
Wishneda Benoit.
Madeline Michelle McCarthy.
Bryn Elizabeth Bergen.
Sean Michael McCullough.
Daniel David Bingham.
Colin Michael McGlynn.
Ryan Patrick Birch.
Dylan Tyler McGraw.
Tom Blau Moore.
Connor Riley McMahon.
Nicholas Alois Borchardt.
James Thomas McNamara.
Danielle Nina Borelli.
Matthew Kevin Mealy.
John Henry Breen.
Anthony James Meduno.
Matthew Robert Brogan.
Juliana Paula Mello.
Roy Joseph Brower.
Kristen Claire Messina.
Meredith Elena Burns.
Peter Joseph Mitch.
Emily Iona Butler.
Brianna Ani Michelle.
Samantha Lauren Byrne.
Savannah Caitlin Moore.
Armand Joseph Calamenos.
Madison Aaron Morano.
Lance Xavier Campbell.
Caitlin Elizabeth Morgan.
Rebecca Bella Campobasso.
Emily Elizabeth Morier.
Lauren Elizabeth Capozzi.
Matthew John Morris.
James Andrew Casey.
Nora Catherine Mortali.
Jacqueline Christine Caskey.
Taylor Renee Mosktel.
Gail Kelly Cataldo.
Mila Mostich.
Carly Danielle Kavanaugh.
Ashley Patricia Mulroy.
Rachel Teresa Cerullo.
Matthew Thomas Mulroy.
Nadine Walid Shamoun.
Riley Thomas Mulroy.
Isis Kamaria Champagne.
Aiden Lawrence Murphy.
Aiden Jacob Sheridan.
Ryan Robert Murphy.
Nicholas Richard Chudoransky.
Sailor Christy Murphy.
Lachlan James Clark.
Christine Faye Murray.
Olivia Rose Klaus.
Noble G. Namenson.
Samantha Catherine Clifford.
Cameron Joseph Noonan.
Emma Rose Coakley.
Molly Jean Nowak.
Dylan Joseph Kofsky.
Victoria Marie Nugent.
Robert Paul Colburn.
Isabella Catherine O'Brien.
Ryan Thomas Conlon.
Catherine Bridget O'Leary.
Winter Mary Jo Conlon.
Daniel Michael O'Leary.
Sophia Connell.
Griffin Christopher Ozer.
Kayla Marie Connolly.
Catherine Ann O'Shaughnessy.
Matthew Joseph Conti.
Gabriel Silva Otavio.
Jillian Rose Cooper.
Alexandra Rose Pacella.
Sean Thomas Corriveau.
Tyler Christopher Page.
Maxwell Dennis Cowan.
Michael Christopher Panciaco.
Robert Charles Crichton.
Het B. Patil.
Hannah Siobhan Cullen.
Hannah Elizabeth Perkins.
Jennifer Ann Cuquay.
Miguel Antonio Perpinan Matos.
Margaret Ann Curran.
Irene Lei Fung.
Emily Flynn Curtis.
Caroline Bogan Pittman.
Nadia Catherine Daboul.
Kyle Edmund Polai.
Nicole Margaret Dale.
William Paul Porter.
Emily Marie Jean Daniels.
Caroline Louise Power.
Sophia Rose DiTilio.
Skylar Marie Prey.
Jonathan Richard DeNoyer.
Jonathan Michael Paleo.
Anne Margaret Dolan.
Kevin Richard Quinn.
Gabriella Rose Donahue.
Brendan Charles Reedy.
Jake Ryan Donahue.
Connor Edward Riley.
Grace Etta Donovan.
Matthew Connor Robin.
Diego Antonio Dorensoro.
Alexis Elizabeth Rodia.
Caden Marquise Drago.
Samantha Barbara Rodia.
Kelly Ann Drogan.
James Edward Ross.
Mia James Drummy.
Alexander Ziad Ruhana.
Ashling Elizabeth Duffy.
Thomas Robert Ruhana.
Timothy John Duffy.
Katarina Allison Ruda.
Henry Paul Dundon.
Erica Nicole Sandquist.
Tyler Angus Edward.
Alexis Mariah Sargent.
Henry Robert Elmhurst.
Kristen Ann Savastano.
Sean Anthony Esdale.
Cameron David Scales.
Dara Michael Fahey.
Benjamin James Scanlon.
Patrick Michael Fallon.
Charlotte Josephine Schoenthaler.
Sarah Catherine Feely.
Zachary Andrew Schultz.
Lucas David Ferreira.
Lily Alexis Scott.
Aiden Roach Fitzgerald.
Stephanie May Seastrand.
Liam Joseph Fitzpatrick.
Michael Anthony Shea.
Michael Joseph Flaherty.
Danielle Marie Sheehan.
Elizabeth Louise Foley.
Isabella Paloma Small.
Ethan Alejandro Victor Fontanez.
Kyle Curran Smith.
Kirsten Selena Fontanez.
Rebecca Ann Smith.
Jeffrey Natal Formica.
Yumani Simone Smith.
Jonathan Thomas Fody.
Tyler Anthony Splain.
Lindsay Pauline Ganshert.
Mason Patrick St. Germain.
Lorana Rose George.
Brandon Mitchell Stanley.
Selena Elizabeth Giampa.
Brian Edmund Stanton.
Amber Lois Gibson.
Nicholas Paul Stelmash.
Lucy Diane Gilo.
Evan Michael Strolazzi.
Kate Caroline Gill.
Anna Dolores Sullivan.
Christopher Joseph Glennon.
Casey Ann Sullivan.
Tara Mary Gordon.
Claire Marie Sullivan.
Kristen Ann Gotthard.
Kevin James Sullivan.
Catherine Elizabeth Grisalfi.
Lindsay Marie Sullivan.
Andrew Josh Gubinov.
Sarah Christine Tierney.
Lauren Olivia Hallett.
Michelle Tondro.
Kayla Ann Halloran.
Abby Somerset Torreson.
Dylan David Hannafin.
Tyrese James Lawrence Trotman.
Grace Mary Harrington.
Christine Marie Udall.
Melissa Jane Harukowitz.
Carlos Fabian Vega.
Joseph Thomas Haskins.
Marcus Jalen Vicente.
Kira Francis Healy.
Sydney Marie Villa.
Samuel James Hilty.
Liam Joseph Wainwright.
Kyle William Hersham.
Brittany Marie Walker.
Alexander Jeffrey Ho.
Celia Louise Walsh.
Jennifer Lynn Hauser.
Jeremy Francis Wartenberg.
Alexander Paul Hughes.
Luke William Wassel.
Lillian Constance Hunter.
James Michael Waterman.
Justin Chen Huyn.
Sydney Bernice Wynot.
Mitchell Edward Iodice.
Garrett Matthew White.
Ellen Ann Ermitter.
Max Andrew Whitestone.
Lauren Mary Jackman.
Trey Ramon Wilkes.
Corinne Therese Jameson.
Catherine Julia Wilmot.
Amanda Marie Janowitz.
Maya Tresor Wilson.
Kelly Ann Karanen.
Alexis Anastasia Winston.
Paul Gerard Karanen.
Christopher David Wood.
Jacqueline Grace Kelly.
James Robert Wiley.
Julia Love Kane.
Samuel Collins Urban.
Danielle Diane Dobo.
Andrew Thomas Torres.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest pleasure and pride that I present to you the 144th senior class of graduates from Walpole High School, the class of 2018.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. So first thing, put your instruments away. Let's get stands on the cart. And then percussion, let's put everything away. And as soon as I can get the truck up, the more bodies we can have to load it and then unload it would be appreciated, okay?